All right, we are live. Happy Monday, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. We are live with Bits of Wealth. We'll be doing a quick market review today. There were actually a lot of calls yesterday that were sent out as well in Alpha Seedlings. So we'll be going over those as well because they seem to be doing pretty incredible today. So, yeah, really excited to dive in. Just wanted to make sure that everybody understands anything that we discuss here today is not financial advice. It's just basically us having some fun with charts, and it's purely for educational purposes. So thank you for tuning in. Bits, how are you doing today?
Doing well. Been kind of plugging back in after pretty chill weekend, and
Hmm.
but so far it's been a good start to the week. Uh, like how the market's moving. So, but yeah,
Yeah,
doing well.
awesome. We have the lunar eclipse
Yeah, we do.
tonight, or I guess
Yeah,
morning time, the U.S. time. So
yeah,
tomorrow, it's gonna be fun. It's full blood moon, and
yes,
it's gonna be interesting to see what it brings for the markets. So, yep. Take it away,
100%.
Bits. I'll go ahead and share the links with everybody.
Okay, cool. Yeah, like I mean, the main thing I'm watching here is we did get a nice little move here. Let me zoom out so we can kind of show the entire range, but basically got to move off of this pullback here Friday into Saturday of last week. Um, so far, structures have been nice, been clean, move to the upside. We did this morning tag like the upper, the beginning of the upper side of the range. It could maybe push a little bit more, but pretty good chance it's going to cool off a little bit here. I had shared this as kind of like my thesis. I think I put this out um, might have been Friday, maybe Saturday. I think I put this out. It was before the pullback, before the pump, obviously. And so far, this is moving pretty cleanly. So I think what we got next is potentially that pullback here, which maybe goes down somewhere 67, 68, and then ideally, if this is going to play out, I think we have one more push, and that push might only be that last push might only be here. I think at most maybe it'd come up here near 74, but realistically it could start kind of slowing down after like 71, 72. So um that's what I'm watching for on BTC. But overall things are looking good. Stablecoins kind of started coming down a little bit, which gave confidence to it. We're starting to see a little bit of a cool off on stablecoin, that because that stablecoin dominance chart had just been flying, it had been just pushing, pushing, pushing. So that's cooling off a little bit. Um, and yeah, I'm just kind of watching. There is a little bit of a range here that you can kind of form on BTC, using a fib channel. So I am watching this as a potential range here. I'll be watching the midpoint of this channel, which is right around 68.2 for a pullback. I did notice if we go to like a 2 hour or a 4 hour, we do have that typical three candle turtle soup reversal fractal that I see a lot of the guys in the ICT communities, some of these other communities talk about, and so far it's kind of playing out. The if this is going to play out on a 2 hour or even on a 4 hour, the draw for that liquidity is going to be down here to the downside. Most of the move, if not all of the move, could potentially get taken back. So still have about an hour to confirm that. You want to see, if you're trading this on the 4 hour, you want to wait for this 4 hour candle to close, and then ideally, if it did have another push up on that new 4 hour candle, it really shouldn't go above candle one high. So I don't think we should see a breach above like 69.6, somewhere around there. So I'll be watching that. But I did head short up here on this move. I took some profits, opened up a short hedge. So far, that's played out nicely. But again, I am of the opinion that even though this is kind of coming down here, this could sweep down one more time, and then that new 4 hour candle opens up, and we get a nice little like fake move to the upside, and then we get the proper melt to the downside. So it's kind of what I'll be watching. Um, if that happens, this kind of aligns with that lunar eclipse or that blood moon, whatever's happening, right? For all the astrology traders that are looking for that to align with that, and we'll see if that plays out that way. But yeah, overall, pretty Pretty interesting price action though, but it was a great move. All of my like altcoin
Mhm.
positions that I was kind of buying off the lows, all of
Mhm.
those did really well, so they're up nicely. Um, yeah, and I started making a list. You'll see them over here on the side. It's the ones that have they're sorted by the symbol, but these were all monthly charts that I thought were interesting. So Cardano's on there, AVAX is on there, Dot ended up on their Filecoin, all based on like monthly closes. I think these could all have nice little pumps to the upside. And a lot of these pumps are actually already in progress. So you can see already it's a nice little move on near. Um, Tau was another one. Pith, all of these have potential based off of just looking at this monthly fractal like this. They swept October lows from last year, right? That big,
Mhm.
huge wick low. And then this last month closed within previous month range. And so this I'm kind of looking for a potential expansion up on a lot of these. They're all kind of looking the same way. You'll notice they all kind of do the same thing, right? Last
Mhm.
month closed within January's range. Same thing. Even Velo, which looks horrible. Velo looks like absolute trash. But you did see February's monthly candle closed um, within January's, but this January candle wasn't super beautiful. But maybe it's got a little bit of upside. I don't think it's going to go as high as you would normally expect that. So I'm still sorting through these, trying to find which are like the prettier charts. This one looks pretty nice. I like ZRX. ZRX looks nice. Same thing, swept October low, nice directional candle with a nice body on it. Um, February closed within January's range. So, and then this already looks like to have had already an initial move down as like the fake out. So we could see ZRX also expand to the upside. Um, so we'll see. And then I kind of zoom into weeklies and daily charts and try and figure out how to play this. But ZRX here essentially hasn't had the pump yet. Hasn't had the pump
Mhm.
yet. So if it's gonna get it, what I'll do is like on ZRX here, I'll do it live with you guys. I'm gonna come in here. I'm gonna mark out that low essentially off of January's candle. I'm gonna mark out high here. I'm gonna go into the weekly and just clean that up a little bit. Let's clean that up right there. Clean that up there. Go to the daily. Let's clean it up a little bit more. Oh, there we go. And clean it up there. So yeah, this might have been it. This might have been the sweep of that candle one low. You can see it right here. This blue
Mhm.
that blue candle down might have been it. So essentially, the trade you're looking for, the if you would have caught it a little bit lower to the yellow line, it would have been a much better risk reward. But essentially, what you're looking for is something like that, which is still not a horrible trade. It's 4R risking 11% for a potential 46%. Um, yeah, not a bad looking trade still. And you could probably clean this up a little bit if you go into like the lower time frames. If you're doing this, I would say, I mean, this structure is going higher so far. You've got low volume there. Yeah, you might be able to maybe tidy this up to like below there if you wanted to tighten it up a little bit more. And then if you're waiting on a potential pullback from here, I mean, you can maybe put some bids under here in case you get lucky. Ideally, you want to get filled somewhere near this like yellow line, right? Like if I'm trying to get a good entry, I want to be somewhere down as close to point one, flat point one as possible. But maybe I'll scale into this. I need to look at this one still a little bit more today, but I am gonna try and take a position on this. So on whatever pullback we're getting, I may try and get some fills down
Mhm.
here. Initially, I'll start probably with my stop a little wide, and then I'll tighten it up. But if that plays out, I mean, you essentially are just buying the bottom of the range. This was your fake out. You want to get filled somewhere near the lows, and then you want to take it to at least the top of the range. Heavy TPs here at the top of this range, and then you leave a little runner piece on to see if by any chance it can make the full move. But yeah, that's what I'll be watching. But a lot of these are doing it. I'm just kind of going through the Binance chart just of all the tickers, and I'm just one by one on a monthly chart, just looking at them one by one. Some of these are no longer on there. You can clean them up, get rid of them. But yeah, one by one, I'm just going down this entire list of Binance pairs and just looking for those nice monthly charts that I think have a little bit of upside. And then I zoom in, clean them up, and look for setups on a 4 hour on how I might be able to play him, and then obviously like sniping the entries on a 15 minute or a 5 minute to get the absolute best price I can. But that's pretty much that's the method I'm using right now. That's what the game I'm playing.
Incredible. Pretty much all of your long positions bits are
Everything's in profit. Everything's in profit.
everything is in profit.
Yeah, yeah,
Incredible.
yeah.
I know you were kind of I know how confident you were with those trades. So
Yeah.
great job nailing those
No, I
down.
appreciate that.
And you've been sharing it pretty much like throughout the live streaming sessions that we've been doing. So
Yeah, it was like it's one of those. I guess you could say, yeah. I mean, it's a higher confidence setup. I don't know that it's necessarily high probability because anything can happen, especially in these crazy war times and everything that's happening right now. But it was
mhm,
it's like a high confidence setup that I'm willing to take. I was actually in a private chat. I was having this conversation with a newer trader where they were kind of expressing that they always get so concerned and they get worried and they like just the typical overthinking that I think you do when you're
mhm,
kind of starting off. And my comment to them was, look, I totally get that. I've been there myself. I've felt that. It's something you have to kind of learn to overcome. And one of the biggest breakthroughs for me, Lady Trader, was just having to make the mental pivot from my job isn't to control the outcome. My job is to
mhm.
manage risk. Right. My job is to manage risk. My job is to come on here and identify a setup, just like we did with ZRX. This is my job, is to come
Mhm.
in here, read the chart, identify a setup, and then my job, I get paid to say, here's where I'm willing to enter it. Here's where I'm going to get out. Here's my stop loss. And then here's my TP. That's my job. My job is to do
Yes.
this. And then to take the trade, obviously, like if I say I'm looking for an entry down here, my final task is then to execute on the plan. But it's my job is to outline the plan, right? Where do I want to play?
Mhm.
Where am I wrong? Where am I going to pay myself if I'm correct? And then execute on that. My job isn't to sit there and try and manage the market, to force the market, or to time the market. My job is just to do this. My job is to lay the plan, execute the plan,
Mhm.
and then the market's either gonna give me a stop loss or it's gonna give me a TP. And none of those things are things that I can control. I can't control if the market sends it to my TP versus my stop loss. My job is
Mhm.
just to set up the trade. After that, it's someone else's job. You know.
Love that. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's the easiest thing to do, right? This is what I was talking to my group about the other day. We were talking about a project that we were discussing, and it's like, it's not your job is to manage the risk, basically. Your
Yes,
your job is to
100%.
understand,
Yeah.
what's the risks and the potential ROI, and
Yeah.
then that's when you make a decision. You're not gonna like it's not your job to figure out which project, not all projects are gonna do well, so you gotta just
Correct.
pick the best ones and follow your plan basically, and follow
Yeah.
risk management too. Like that's important. Don't let anybody guilt you into holding a bag. Like don't do that.
Yeah.
Take your profits, take what the markets give you. Every little bit counts, and you need to treat, even if it's like $10, you need to treat it just
Yes.
as respectfully as you would $10,000.
Yeah.
Because if you can't, then there is really no reason for you to be in the
Yeah.
markets. And same thing with, like, if you have $10,000, you need to treat it with same respect as you would if it was a $10 million.
Yeah.
Like you just can't be careless. So every dollar
Yeah.
matters, especially when you're in the bear market. And every dollar is a potential, $100. So just
Yeah.
be mindful of that. But yeah,
Yeah, and
that's
it's similar to like what I tell my son even when he's doing like his content
hmm
creation stuff. It's like, dude, like I tell him all the time, like, man, you're not gonna sit here and you're not gonna know every video that's gonna do good versus every video that's gonna do bad. You can't control which ones the algorithms like and choose to show to more people. Like your job is
hmm
just to create the videos. I tell him all the time, dude, your job is just to decide, like, if you're making 3 videos a week, then make the three
hmm
videos. Stick to that. Put the 3 videos. Put you put your best effort into them. Obviously, you don't like do them half-assed. You want to do them right, but make your video, put it out there. You do your job, and then you let the universe and creation or what existence determine what the outcome is after that. Like
hmm
you really can't control that. So. And I think it's
hmm
hard to let go of that, though, right? We have a hard time letting go of control, even with a lot of these
hmm
trades. That's why people, you close something that you should have left open, and then you end up trying to get back into it at a worse price, or you're chasing a move, or you're doing all of these things versus just you set the plan. Trading is risky. You're going to take some losses. The only thing you can
Mm-hmm.
control is your risk. The only thing you can control is where you're willing to lose and how much you're going to lose if it goes there. That's it. That's all you can
Mm-hmm.
control.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, you have to. Like I was looking at, some of my posts too. Like I remember
Mm,
when like previously when we talk about, the Solana trade, for example, some of those were like so perfect, but it's like as you go, you have to take your profits. As you go, you book your profits. Um, I also like told my community there were actually four projects that I was holding into the bear market. I actually ended up cutting two of them out just because it's like, all right, this is not following the strategy, it's not following the trade plan, and it's
mm,
okay. So you gotta cut your losses at some point, and so
yes.
that's basically what you need to do. But yeah, let's take a look at. Are you, Bits? Anything else that you want to share before I share my charts? Actually.
No, look, I'm happy to come back to look at anything else if someone in the chat maybe wants to look at something. But yeah, right now I think it's across the board. We're seeing the same thing. We're potentially getting a little bit of a cool off after a nice big pump.
Mm-hmm,
And the risk is that the cool off isn't a cool off and that you actually lose structure to the downside, which is why we're hedging.
mm-hmm,
But I think on a move up, though, if we get a little move up like this on BTC, I probably will add to that short hedge in case it
mm-hmm,
is going to come significantly lower. But yeah, no,
mm-hmm.
not a lot, not a whole lot to add. It's basically the same thing on all of them. So I'm just going to sound like a broken record.
Yeah, you're perfect here. Okay, so I'll go ahead and bring up my charts. So we'll start with Bitcoin. I'm going to start with weekly. It just makes it easier. You guys remember the first week of October, Bits and I, when we had our stream, this was a range that I identified and also locked up that we are going to lock up this range. This is where it's going to be. This one somehow became unlocked, but let me go ahead and lock it again. But you guys can go back and check the video. It's there. But basically, my thesis was that price is going to consolidate between these two areas, right? These two levels. And so this was the range that I identified. And I did say that once this range is done, of course, we are going to be targeting lower. And so it can go as high as this level, right? We are talking about 70, a little bit over 75. Some of my friends are more passionate and they're thinking maybe we could even hit 80K.
Mm,
Again, I mean, it could go anywhere, right? That's what Bits was saying earlier. It's not really our job to kind of think about all of those things. It's just like, okay, you are going to follow your trade plan as you go, and you're going to follow the charts, and they're going to tell you what to do. So, definitely, it's still within this range. We had a monthly close that was pretty ugly, right? So, we are now officially 5 months in the red, and we are really way overdue. Is it like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Yep, we are overdue for a green month because we had a few green months in 2022, which was a barrier as well. We had 1, 2, 3, and 4 green months. Again, these green months don't really matter, right? Of course, it's going to get Moon Boys excited, right? Bag holders are going to be excited. Hey, we are going to the moon, new all-time highs. That wasn't really the case back then, and it's not going to be the case this time either. But we are overdue for some green months. We need a green month. That's going to make me so much more comfortable, which is why I'm cautious about even shorting right now. Of course, we are in the range right now, and again, if you even look at the range, we are in the middle of the range. So it's just not the best setup. The only setup that we had this morning, which is what Bits of Wealth took, which is your weekly. Look at this one too. Like these weekly, mark your weekly highs and weekly lows, and also your weekly opens. Those are important areas on your chart because a lot of times price will act beautifully on these levels, and it will give you either a long or a short trade. Because look at it last week. We were here, right? And then the the last week actually retested the week before's high, and then it gave you this beautiful trade to the downside. It did the same thing today, right? It did hit the previous week's high and even went a little bit above it, which means it did take out the stops of everybody who was out there, and now it's crashing. So these are really beautiful setups. And of course, I look for my favorite breakout setups as well. Like this is a W pattern right here. So whenever the price gets up here, It's probably going to have a nice little move to the downside. It's also funny because it's gonna, if it does get here on the breakout trade, it's not the perfect looking setup, so I'm probably gonna skip it, but it is gonna likely give you that one-to-one where if I was to get into this one, I will probably take a short position here at around 65. Um, and the stop loss is going to go somewhere around here. And then, of course, your take profit will be somewhere around here as well. So it's just a quick one-to-one trade. You could also argue that maybe it will just be like, stop loss here and then take profit, whatever the equivalent of that is, to kind of give you that one-to-one setup. So there will be some good setups like this. This was actually like, too perfect looking of a W pattern. And as you know, a lot of times I view them as traps, and they get, once markets come for them, they don't do really well. So definitely be on a lookout for that. I am watching this level as well, 71.4, which is your hourly 800 EMA. Whenever you're so close to the EMA, sometimes I don't take the trade, even though like this trade was so perfect that it was previous week's high. I mean, it was just a no-brainer trade. And so, but I'm like, maybe it will go up a little bit. Maybe it will go up right here. And so we'll see. And then also, if I remember correctly, before Luna crashed, there was like a bit of a pump, like a trappy move before the whole crash happened. Same thing happened around FTX time. Like there's always those little pumps, and then the markets trap you in basically, and then they crush you. That's usually how they go. So, but yeah, that's really my take on Bitcoin. Is also, I think I did mention it during FOMO Friday last week, but I am watching these yearly fib levels very, very carefully because they're holding really beautifully. I mean, look at it. This one has been holding beautifully here. And so, and that's another reason why, like, if people are saying, well, it could go up a little bit, yeah, there's another level up here. Maybe we can retest that. But this is going to be a big one here, 48K. It can go a little bit under that as well, right? Like it does sometimes, just like how it did here. But once it does recover, it could kind of give you a nice little setup here. So I'll be watching for potential long. One thing that I also like to do, like I kind of had the I know I haven't really spoken about it too much because I've been super bearish and I'm going to continue to be bearish. But when you see certain things during the market, such as the war, right? Like I keep saying that war usually, according to the data, is good for the market. So you have to kind of act accordingly. And yesterday, what I ended up doing, we actually called a bunch of meme coins, low market cap, and they were actually doing pretty well for us. They did incredible. I called Jelly Bean right here, right? So we entered in this box and it gave us, like I said, these are all 2x setups basically. And so it gave us a nice little 2x setup here, which I know some of you got into, and that was pretty awesome. There were a few others. Let me actually check Telegram real quick. These were all sent in the Telegram group as well. We had, let me see. So we had the Jelly Bean. We had, which was the other one? We had Punch also. We got in right in this box for Punch, and that seems to be doing well, right? Looking forward to maybe 2.5x, probably 20 mil, 17 to 20 mil is what I'm targeting here. I'm not going to be too greedy with these because you never know where they are going to end up, right? Again, these meme coins that I'm sharing, these are, I don't know their teams. I'm just finding these that are actually done good and figuring out how we can actually benefit from some of them, right? So there is nothing like I'm not a KOL for them. I'm not an advisor for them, and my risk is same as yours. So I'm just sharing what I'm buying basically. But yeah, this is what where we got into. We also had somebody actually mentioned in the group to look at this setup here for autism coin as well. So for this one, I'm going to wait and see where it actually tops out first. And once it has like a top move, if let's
Get
say
that pullback,
this was
huh?
the top, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The classic pullback.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna wait and see where it actually goes. If this was the top, then I'm targeting this one, which kind of shows that it's a nice pivot, right? We had a good price action off of this level, so I'll be watching for a pullback on this chart. Also, we had some classic ones. I mean, Oink. We were in it the first time, right? We did pretty incredible with the first move, and then when the price came back, I mean, we were very happy about this
I need to
one
go check
giving us
some
an
of these then.
80K entry. Yes, yes, absolutely. But this one
I
is
think I have a
finally
bag.
moving. Yeah, no, this one I'm holding, and I added more. Added more to my position here, and I think it's the next one it's gonna do is probably one to maybe one to 1.2 mil market cap, and then maybe another crash, maybe comes back to about 200K. I'm gonna buy it back again at that point. So we'll see.
Right.
We'll see where this one goes. But this one is doing pretty incredible for us, which is awesome. Soul Boy, this is a one that we've already traded. Like our community we've already caught the move. We were out, some of us were basically out at 800, some of us were out at 1 mil, 1.2 mil. We got out of this, but we like this one. We actually did enter it when it crashed once again, and we bought it, and I bought it as well. And so now I'm holding. It's basically a moon or a dust bag. Send it. I'm fine. I've already traded this one. I like the ticker. I like the graphics. I like the community. Don't know them. I don't know them at all. I don't know their team. Um, but I am just going to be holding this one. So some of them actually are doing incredible. And this is the thing too, when you figure out, um, you know, uh, that markets are going to do well, like, war time, that
Yeah.
means markets are going to pump, and markets are going to pump. That's the right time to get into some of these small cap plays. Again, it could top out here. Markets can top out here. It may have already topped out. So you have to be cautious. You have to just, even if Bitcoin chops here, hopefully some of these small caps can move. But we had this one. We had actually one of the tickers that was brought to my attention, which kind of fell off the radar. I was actually watching this one, and it's a good team. At least, like, I don't know them personally. They have engaged with me on one of my posts on X account recently when somebody tagged me and asked me to check it out. But this I remember because a lot of people were actually talking about this project, and then it made this move, which basically confirms that it has sustained. It has been sustaining even though we've been in the bear market, and really brutal bear market. These guys have applied for Pump.Fun hackathon as well as going on. So I'm actually waiting for the price to come back here, maybe at this level, to see if it gives us a nice little move. Again, risky plays here, small caps. This is not really a meme coin. This is actually, something to look into. It's not. It doesn't fall into your regular meme coin. It's like a legit project with a good team and everything. So definitely take a look at this one. I'll be keeping an eye on it. Again, not financial advice. I'm not being paid by them. It's just a level that I'm watching that I'm interested in. Maybe I will buy depending on what the pattern looks like when we get here. So this was the one that I also sent out in the group. I mean, there are so many
Can you
good
go
ones.
back to Oink really quickly? Go back to that Oink one.
Yes, absolutely.
Let me see this. Okay, yeah, I'm at about a double on Oink. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
So we got in at about 80K, or like this area, really 80 to 90K.
Yeah, I think so.
And yeah. So you have it, right?
Yeah, I'm holding some right now. I had forgot. I mean, I haven't looked at my Phantom wallet since everything's been horrible. Because it's just, I don't know. It's just like I'm gonna end up selling some stuff, and then it's gonna pump back to positive. So I just kind of ignore it. But yeah, I'm up like double on Oink. Not bad. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, no, send it to a million. Send it to a
Yeah.
million. Or more, send it to
Hey,
10 million.
if I'm telling you though, if we get a little alt season, some of these are gonna fly. Some of these are gonna fly. Yeah, I have to.
Yes.
I gotta get ready. I gotta start preparing. It's a new month. It's the last month of the quarter. We could be getting a little bit of pumpage. Dang, look at the number on the viewers, Lady Trader. Hurry. Look at all those threes. Oh,
Oh
it
my
just went
goodness.
away.
Oh,
It
I
just
saw that. I saw that.
Did you see it though for like a second?
I did. I did see that, and I took a screenshot actually of
Yeah.
another one that I had. I'm going to show you.
Okay. Yeah, the
But yeah,
numbers. It's the numbers. They're back. And
Do you
hey,
have the
that
numbers
that
right?
333, this is the third month. Tomorrow's the third
Mhm.
day. So yeah, I'm seeing a lot of threes right now. It's crazy.
Okay, I had a 333. I think that's what it was.
Mm,
Was it 333 or 666? I think it was 333. And I did take a
yeah.
screenshot. I was like, oh my God, that's like no, it was 666. I'm sorry.
Okay.
And I can
Okay.
tell you which one it was
Got
actually
it.
when I saw that. It was pop. This one, dog and sock. It was 666. I actually took a screenshot. I'm gonna
Mm,
send it to you. But for this one, I'm also watching a level, and I'm basically waiting for this one to have a nice little move to the downside, and maybe give us an entry on this one as well. I'd really love to get in somewhere around this level on this,
yeah. Yeah. It looks
maybe a
about
little
right.
bit lower. So
Yep.
yeah. And so, if price comes back here, give me a lower entry. Maybe even take me to like 100K or something like that. I'm okay with it. But this is really awesome. I think it could do well. It's already done this 1 mil market cap, so I'm thinking it's gonna
Mm,
come back down here, maybe consolidate for a little bit, and consolidate for a while too. Like sometimes some of these take a while. Like just like Oink, it
yeah.
consolidated for a very long time before it gave us that upside move.
Well, and
And
that's
I'm
because
one.
the market, like a lot of this also has to do with like timing and understanding where the larger market is at. If the market is
Mhm.
horrible, these things don't move. It doesn't matter how bullish it is, like they just won't move, you know.
Yeah, yeah, no,
But if the
absolutely.
but if the market is hot and things are moving, these things they're accelerated. They pull back quickly and
Yes.
then they pump quickly and then the move is done, right?
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. And again, like don't be too greedy with these.
Yeah.
Definitely you know, keep an eye. So this is another one too, oil
Oil
that I'm
metal.
watching right
Mm,
now. And this one is a this one basically has this level here that I'm watching. And so
yeah.
I'm hoping that price comes back to this level. And then I'm going to position myself here, maybe for a quick 2 to 3x move, right? I'm not
Yeah.
too greedy about these. Give me 2x, I'm okay with it. Um, and book your profits as you go. So I'm watching this one as well. Um, let's see. And the other one was Mushu. This one I actually did talk about yesterday in the group. It was actually below my level. Um, and it was, so as you can see, it was actually below my level when I identified. So we were sitting, when
Yeah.
I shared this one, we were sitting at around 755K initial market cap and 3.7 FDV. And so the FDV has come up 5.6, and of course we are now at 1.14. Um, but it's going to give you at least, I would say, 2x from when I called, right? I did say that it could probably do a
Yeah.
2x plus. And also, if it's holding this level, I mean, it could go up. I mean, these kind of patterns are oftentimes they turn into parabolic moves. So I saw the strength kind of picking up, and this project also picking up some momentum, some hype on X. So
Sure.
lots of factors. Like I hate to give or get into a play where it's risky because it's already it was under the level, but it seems like that was the perfect entry. And so I'm watching this one, right? Potentially, maybe it could even go create a new all-time high. Who knows? Again, I don't know them, don't know their team, so cannot speak for it. But maybe it could do something here for us. So
Yeah.
lots of plays, as you can see, that have been identified in the group. Trench, another one. Okay. So this one also, I'm watching this area here. Let's see. And usually like these, I want to see sometimes even a little bit lower, like, a little bit under 500K. So it's already done a little bit over 250. It's almost like me going shopping, right? So if I was to go shopping, what kind of a sale am I looking for? What are some of the major numbers here? 500K is a good number. What if I could get it a little bit under 500K? Is that a good one? Yes. This is also like, this was a good entry as well. But I'm really looking to maybe get in even a little bit lower. But this was a perfect level as well. So we had a nice little area right here. Price came back to it. And then of course, it's finding support here, which, so this is a good area also. And so this was a valid one, right? But the second one that I'm really interested in is also maybe like 450 or something like this, or even somewhere around this number. I don't know if you're going to get that entry, but definitely watching this one as well for a potential entry here, right? So yeah, these are really some of the plays that I am watching and sending in the group as well, so that you guys know what I'm trading and what I'm buying. But it seems like this is the way to go right now. It's the traders market. It's not really the bag holders market right now. That market is going to hopefully come back at the end of the year. But right now, you want to secure your profits as you go, build up a nice little portfolio. Don't be one of those people, because that's what's going to happen too. You're going to be told, hey, hold this one because the whales are coming, or this is coming up, or that is coming up. Just take a look at the record of what's happened with certain projects that you're holding. If
Yeah.
the team is not delivering, it's okay to get out, because you can always re-enter lower, because markets are crashing. Like, we are in bear years. This market is going to continue to crash. And remember, you don't be one of those people who are bag holding, but at the end of the year, all those projects slow rug, right, and they die, and or relaunch or whatever, and then you are not able to buy the bottom that you should be buying. So like I said, every dollar matters. If Solana is at $10, I mean, imagine what your position, like what you would be able to get into. So don't be a bag holder in the market, right? It's just very risky right now. So be cautious. Of course, there's going to be some runners in the bear market. There always are. But it's always good to err on the side of caution. So be careful. And there is absolutely no shame in booking profits during the bear market. Do that. All right. Anything else, Bits, that you want to talk about?
Yeah. Pass the screen over to me. I've got a request for Trump coin.
All right. Go ahead.
So let's look at Trump coin here. So my first issue with Trump coin, I will say, and this is going to be a flat statement that'll fit anything that this applies to, but this is that October candle, right? October of last year. Notice that the wick low is still significantly below current price. I'm very careful with any of the alts that still have a ton of room to fill that wick, as opposed to coins that have filled all of their wicks. Like we saw a lot of the Dino coins have completely filled that. So just be careful with these. That's just liquidity for the taking. That's just sitting there waiting. So, if I'm looking at Trump coin, you're kind of forming a little bit of a range currently in here. And maybe, you've got a little bit of an inefficiency to the upside. Like maybe it can come up and fill that. But I still think the risk is greater to the downside on a lot of these. And even when I go into like, like a quarterly time frame or something like that, I'm really
Mhm.
not seeing anything here that's like screaming that this thing is ready for a reversal. So I don't quite see it there yet. Yeah, that's just too much wick to the downside. I think it needs to go down and probably fill some of that, if not all
Mhm.
of that. So just be careful with that. Sui's like another example of a chart that looks like, and Sui's not really a meme coin, it's an actual ecosystem, but it also has a lot of a downside, and I'll show you guys here in a sec. But if you look at Sui, same thing. This is another one that I wouldn't be super, super bullish on until it comes down and takes this. So I think if Sui, similar to Trump coin, if we get some downside in the market, by the way, due to this eclipse
Mhm.
or whatever's happening, and like let's say Bitcoin ends up taking these lows down here, whether
Mhm.
it's the one at the end of Feb or the one here kind of closer to mid Feb. But if it starts taking out this like 62 to 63K lows, I think some of these have a potential to really maybe start putting in some of that break to the downside. I don't know that they would fill this wick unless BTC broke below like 60K.
Mhm.
But yeah, Sui's one of those that, I mean, I'm covering it because it fits um, the same example as Trump coin, which is you've got still a massive October candle to come fill. So I would look at any chart that looks like this and just basically go back here and just highlight that October low and just know that that right there is, there's a lot of people looking at that. There's no way that the market lets these guys that bid down here, just out of purely catching knives and gambling, there's no way it lets them keep those positions, in my opinion. I don't believe so. I believe this is ultimately going to go down there. They're going to sell out. If they haven't already taken profits, they'll capitulate. And then I think, after something like that, then you form a potential low. So, but we'll see. So yeah, that's my Trump coin take there, for my special secret super mega fan that does not want to be named, but specifically asked for this. So, but in the short term, I mean, look, there's trades to be had. I just don't. Another thing here is, notice that Trump coin on the sweep of this high here, it actually closed the candle. The 4-hour candles are actually closing below previous structure. So you had, you had your previous close here basically, and you just really just swept the upside. So
Mhm.
yeah, be careful. This to me is screaming that it's probably like you've got some engineered liquidity below here from these like beautiful, very close, almost equal lows type that are happening here. So would not be one bit surprised to see, even if this had one more push up here, to ultimately do something like that. Come grab some of this to the downside. You've got this nice little vector candle down here that's still unclaimed. Yeah, I'd be looking for more downside still on this. I don't think it's quite ready. Maybe I'll have a different opinion once we're down here at these lows. So for now, I think send it lower.
Yeah, love that bits. I'm gonna actually create a channel as well in Alpha Seedlings where we can talk about bottom prices,
Yeah.
price prediction for October, like end of the year. And so we'll
Okay.
definitely be awesome to kind of get into some of those and find the bottoms and figure out, like, this is what I did even last year, or I'm sorry, last bear market,
Last
right? So in
cycle.
2022, yeah, last cycle.
Mm,
I'm fasting, by the way, so that's why sometimes I can be all over the place, but
no worries.
no food, no water. But basically, what you do is what I used to do last cycle. What I did was creating like an Excel sheet with, all of the projects that I was interested in buying, like not like all of the coins, so top 200, and then what kind of discounts was I looking at? What would be my buy area? And some of them actually did give me entries that were even better than what I was wanting, right? So that was like,
Mm,
hey, yes, I remember this one. I wanted to buy it at $80. Now it's at $40 instead. So that's better than what I was anticipating. So it's a good time to start creating those spreadsheets, right? Create a Google sheet,
yeah.
start writing down the projects that you want to buy at the end of the year, and what price that you think they are worth, right, at that point, and what kind of discount you're looking for. I mean, this is going to be everything must go sale at the end of the year, and that's going to be the best time, I think, to buy. And so yeah, I'm going to be creating that channel as well and start sharing some of my price predictions, and what kind of sales I'm going to be looking for in the markets. And some of the good place too, we'll be watching, like, it's this bear market is going to make it super clear to us who is here for the long run, who is just here farming. And yeah, basically. So Furry says, what pairs you are watching tonight? We're watching Bitcoin, my friend. And then also I actually shared a bunch of tickers as well. So if you could rewatch the recording, and there's a bunch of stuff there that we were looking at. So yeah. Bits, how is your short position doing?
So far hanging in there. I'm waiting for a little pump, something like this. I want a nice little pump still.
Hmm.
Probably one more little move to the downside, and then I think I want that pump, and then I'll size it up on a confirmation that this thing is going lower. But
Oh wow, this is looking actually nice right now. It's like right at the entry almost, right? On M15 for
yeah,
a short. Down to about 67.7. Whoa. This is a good one, Bits, actually. Should I take this one?
what are you looking at right now? Let me see.
BTC, M15.
Yeah, it's hanging out. It's right at on. It's right at that freaking EMA. But
Mm-hmm.
I still again I don't know. Like I when I zoom out, it looks to me
Mm-hmm. Might have
w-
another move to the
what
upside.
yeah when I'm looking at the 4 hour because we're about to close the current 4 hour candle in
Okay.
12 minutes, and sometimes the new 4 hour will do a fake out to the upside before it melts. So like if we're looking at watch look at my screen and you'll see it, but it's essentially it'd be the
Mm-hmm.
opposite. It's that same 3 candle fractal that it's been doing on the daily, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
this, but inverted. So essentially, I want the new 4 hour to open up and come back up near candle one, somewhere near that. So if it's going to do that on a 4 hour, it has room to pump as high as 69.6. I don't really want to see it above 69.6, but it can
Mm-hmm.
go up as high as 69.6. So yeah, I think on a 15, I think it probably looked like that arrow drawing that I had where it comes up at least to like 69.2, maybe somewhere in there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then I'm looking for a big, like a violent rollover. It's not gonna walk down. It's gonna melt down.
Yeah. Oh, I see that. Okay, let's see how this one plays out. But yeah, looks good to me. I mean, if we were to enter right now, the stop loss would be pretty high. So that's
Yeah, you'd
the
have
only risk
to.
here.
Yeah, like if I'm entering this now, I have to put my stop above here, like above 70K. So I'd
Mm-hmm.
rather try and get it closer, like an entry, like 69, somewhere between 69 to 69.5. That'd give me
Mm-hmm.
a little bit better structure on a short to be able to do
Mm-hmm.
something like that, and then targeting down here somewhere. But yeah, versus
Mm-hmm.
here's like a 2R. If I wait a little bit more, I get a 3R or better
Yeah,
setup.
yeah, yeah. And of course, the first take profit would be for me 67.7,
Is that an
68,
EMA?
60.
One of the
Yeah,
EMAs
it's 50. Yeah, 50 EMA on M15,
at
which again is moving
67.7?
average is going to go up 67.7. Yeah, 67.8 actually. And it's
Okay.
going to go up,
Yeah.
right? A little bit. So
Yeah,
might
look,
be like
that's right
68,
here at
60.
these other daily levels. So it's like,
Yeah,
yeah, it's moving
exactly.
within that structure there. Yeah.
Yeah, so about 68.1, 68.2, that would be the first take profit. So yeah,
Yeah.
let's see. I mean, sometimes it would also do like a pattern like this and then, have another violent move to the upside during Asia and then roll
Yeah.
over, especially because it's Monday. Another thing to remember, by the way, I know people are excited, and especially the ones who don't follow historical data and they think somehow magically we're going to create a new all-time high on Bitcoin very soon here. I mean, first quarter is going to be over pretty soon here, and we are nowhere close to all-time high, and we're not going to get there. But if you're thinking, oh, it's pumping, it's over, bear market is over, we are now into the bull market. Nope, we are just starting a new month. And so during a new month, during a new week, there are oftentimes fake moves. And so just be cautious there. Don't be too excited, because overall on a high time frame, it's a very, very bad structure. And when it comes crashing down, it's going to be unforgiving. So be very careful
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, we'll see if this is still kind of following this general, because there is a potential, right?
Yeah.
Like either this is going to roll over and we're going to get a beautiful short, or it's going to put in um, a higher low on the pullback and still continue up. Because this has kind
Hmm.
of been my thesis, right? Like the one I'm sharing right now on screen it's been what I've been talking
Hmm.
about. And I actually here while we're on stream, I'll go back and I'll pull it. But this is what I posted on Feb. When was this? The 28th? Yeah, the 28th. So this is when
Hmm.
I shared it. Was this exact play that I was essentially looking for a pullback, a push, and then higher. And here I'll go pull
Hmm.
that actual chart itself so you guys can see it clearly. Copy image. Let me see if it lets me paste it. Up too large, so let me do it this way. I don't know why TradingView likes to claim that these files are too large, and then if I screenshot it, it's like it's fine if I screenshot it. It doesn't care, but couldn't paste it. It's too large. You son of a gun. Why does it do that? Here, let me try and grab it here off of just something like this. Let me see here. Paste. There we go. Okay. So this was it. This was the move that I was talking about. Like you guys can see here.
Hmm.
This is the same one that I posted on February 28th. So it's that same move. It was before it pulled back. So right, posted it here. It gave the pullback, came exactly near that level that I was watching. That's that same yellow level there, right? Nothing's changed
Mm-hmm.
there. Same here. And then we had that extension to exactly where I was expecting an extension, which was that previous high there. We came exactly to that high. And if we're gonna pull back, it's roughly to about like 68 or so. So it's got a little bit of room to the downside. So I'm hedging in case this doesn't play out, in case this breaks at this point and it just heads significantly lower. But for now,
Mm-hmm.
this idea that I had shared is still the one that is currently playing out. I mean, so far I've had two of the moves have played out correctly on this idea
Mm-hmm.
so far.
No,
So
this is perfect.
am I going to get the third, fourth, and fifth? Like, am I getting the rest of it? Maybe. I don't know. We'll have to see.
I mean, it makes sense too, right? Like markets do move in these three moves as
Yep.
well.
Yep.
And
Exactly.
so you could
One,
definitely
two,
get that.
third one right into a big resistance area, and then it rolls over.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, absolutely. Makes sense. Makes perfect sense actually. There's also an EMA up there, 4-hour 200 EMA.
Okay.
And so around 71.5 or so. Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
71,379 actually. But yeah, I mean, it
Right
makes sense.
around 71. Okay. Yeah. Coming into this like zone
Mm-hmm.
here.
Yeah. I can
Okay.
say that this is where bad price will be shorting, I'm sure.
Yeah.
he likes to he likes to catch those ranges as well.
Yep.
That's where he'll probably be shorting. But yeah, that makes sense. This is a perfect one. And then also, if we can get a move to the upside, like, this is still prices in consolidation. A
Yeah.
lot of times when price comes out of consolidation, it has a very violent move.
Yes.
First move to the upside, and then of course, it can roll over and crash. Uh, and it will. Like I can tell you, looking at the chart, that it will crash. It's just a matter of when. It's not a
Yeah.
matter of if. Like it's very very clear from the charts that it's going to crash. So we'll just wait for that. But it can give you that violent move to the upside before it does, roll over. So, no, that's perfect. But hopefully, some of those plays that we're in do well overall for us. Oink and,
Yes.
some of these other small cap ones, Soulboy. We'll see how they play out when we are getting some of these moves to the upside on BTC.
Yeah. Look, BTC is already heading a little bit higher. So we'll see. You got 5 minutes left on this 4-hour candle. If
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that this is going higher yet, by the way. I think this is too shallow. Like this was not what kind of a pullback did you get here? Hold on here. I mean, you got a 23 to about a 30% pullback. I mean, maybe. I personally think it should have came a little bit lower if it was going to go to that next extension. This seems a little shallow for me, but in my opinion, the most likely thing is that you're coming up here and then you're going to get the deeper pullback. And then the question becomes, does it kind of find a low around here for the continuation up, which has been my original thesis if this continues going higher? Or, the reason I am hedging is because what if it does that and then you actually do something like this, right? And then potentially even come take these lows, maybe even,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, heck, at that, if you come down to these lows, I mean, I'm honestly just expecting that it's coming down here near 62 again. Like if we lose these lows from
Mm-hmm.
basically yesterday, I think it's coming down to, down below 62.5, 63 basically. So yeah, so we're about to find out. I'm hedging short just in case. I'm still in that long from down here. I added to it here. Willing to potentially, depending on what it does here, as it's pulling between 67 to 68, I may add again, but I'll have an open hedge short in case I'm wrong.
Yeah. Oh, I really want to set that stop out order at 65K. Just catch the entire move, because when it gets there,
Oh,
it's
from
gonna
down
be
here?
very
Yeah.
yeah. Just
Yeah.
just catch the breakout, because it's like a set and forget, right? I don't have to do anything. I just come here, I just set it, forget it, move on with my life. It's the easiest trade ever.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
the most
and
accurate.
I agree with that. Yeah, I agree with that. If you lose this, I think it's gonna melt.
Yeah, I think I might do that because it's the easiest trade, and
Yeah.
very high win rates too on those. So I might do that. I'll just set it up. That would be a good one. Um, But yeah, this is incredible bits. Also, of course, we have Monday. Sometimes I've noticed also what happens is you don't really get a reversal of the
Mm,
trend until midweek. And so not always the case, but sometimes, you'll continue the same thing going into Asia and then roll over. But yeah,
yeah.
we are getting into some dangerous territory. I don't really follow the moon um trading and all of that, but I did see what happened to Luna and FTX during 2022 during lunar eclipse. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. It's tonight, actually, for the US time. I think it's like 2 in the morning or something like this for us. And then, yeah, so tomorrow is going to be very interesting. And the following weeks are going to be very interesting as well for BTC and the markets too.
Yeah. Agreed.
All right. Anything else, Bits, that you want to discuss?
No, I think that's it. We'll see how this plays out. I'll be streaming again tonight. So hopefully
Yes.
by then we kind of know what's happening. And if not, we'll be finding out, I guess. But yeah, I'm
Yeah.
gonna watch this for the next. I think if it is gonna set that high, yeah, I think in the next possibly in the next hour, I
Hmm.
want this high to confirm if it's gonna be that lower high, and then I'll be positioning here. So maybe even in the next 30, I might be able to get that set up. But definitely, I think within the next hour we should be back near 69 or so, and then I'll start fishing here to add to that short hedge.
Hmm. Yeah, I'll be looking for short opportunities as well. So we'll see how this one goes. All right. Well, thanks everybody for tuning in. I appreciate you all being here. And I think it was a great session. Make sure that if you're not in Alpha Seedlings, our Telegram community, send me a DM or send Bits of Wealth a DM, and we'll get you added to the Telegram community so you can keep an eye on all the alpha that's shared there. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be back again on Wednesday and then again on Friday with a FOMO Friday session. Have a
Perfect.
wonderful rest of the day. Stay safe. Thank you, Bits.
See you guys. Happy trading.
Happy trading.